All right, so you want to know what's happening in the world. We've got business, finance, tech, all kind of blended together today.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with, isn't it?
It really is, but that's why we do these deep dives, right?
Exactly. Try to connect the dots and figure out how it all, affects everyone.
Okay, so first up, the markets. US seems a little jumpy. Asian markets, different story. What's the deal?
Well, in the U.S., everyone's kind of waiting, for that jobs data.
Yeah, the big one. December's coming up fast.
Exactly. Fed's got to decide on those interest rates, and strong jobs report might make them hesitate on a cut.
Makes sense. But here's what I'm curious about. Those magnificent seven, those big tech companies, they're soaring. Everyone else, not so much.
It is interesting, isn't it? Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, the whole gang.
Yeah, like investors are putting all their chips on those seven companies.
I mean, think about it. You probably use their stuff every day. That confidence from investors, it suggests they're only going to get more, woven into our lives. But when you see healthcare and industrial struggle, like Applied Materials down 5%, United Health over 5%, down 2.
Yeah, what about chips? Intel and Marvell Technology took a hit.
Makes you wonder if people are overlooking other areas where things could grow, right? But it shows how connected it all is. Tech stumbles, the whole market feels it, even, your own investments.
True. But over in Asia, optimism, especially China, sounds like they're expecting some kind of economic boost.
Yeah, there's a big policy meeting in China this Wednesday. Markets are betting on some new stimulus measures, and that has global impact. China's economy gets going, they need more stuff, and suddenly, prices change everywhere.
We're all watching China closely then. For the rest of the world, Europe's stocks 600, tiny gain, but mixed bag overall. Oh, and currencies, commodities, gotta mention those. Dollar's down a bit, oil's holding steady, European natural gas futures are down, and gold, well, gold's being gold.
I know all those terms sound, complicated, but they really do affect you.
Mm.
Like dollar weakens, imported stuff gets pricier, groceries cost more, oil jumps, suddenly filling your tank is painful.
Makes you pay attention. Okay, let's switch gears. Economic news. OPEC Plus just made a big move, delaying that oil production revival. 3 more months. What's going on there?
Wow. Yeah, this is a big deal. OPEC Plus, bunch of the biggest oil producers, they're definitely playing it safe. Global energy's in a weird spot right now. U.S. sanctions on Iran and Venezuela, got to factor that in. Less oil usually means higher prices, right? So that affects everything, what you pay at the pump, heating your home, all of it.
Makes sense. And speaking of caution, Reserve Bank of India just lowered their GDP growth projections. Not exactly a super confident move.
It's a sign they're expecting some roadblocks for India's economy. Global stuff, plus India's own challenges, could mean slower growth for companies there, which affects their partners globally.
Mm.
And yeah, maybe even your investments.
Things are connected. Back in the U.S., October trade deficit numbers, bit better than expected. Jobless claims met expectations. So, good or bad?
Honestly, it's hard to say. Smaller trade deficit means imports and exports are balancing out a bit better. That's good for the U.S. economy. But those steady jobless claims, it means businesses are still struggling to find workers.
Push and pull, huh? What's the picture in the UK and the Eurozone?
It's a similar mix over there. UK car registrations dipped. That could mean consumers are being cautious. But construction's going strong, so maybe businesses are feeling resilient. Eurozone, retail sales were weaker than expected, so some hesitation there. It's like every region's got its own economic puzzle to solve.
And to keep things interesting, more data's coming out later today, particularly in the U.S. November employment numbers, consumer credit data, those are big ones.
Yeah.
Could really tell us where the U.S. economy is headed.
Yeah, each piece of data helps us understand the whole picture. And remember, the U.S. economy sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. It all comes back to you.
So much to think about. All right, let's head over to the corporate world. Always something dramatic happening, right? Today, it's Boeing. Remember that plea deal, the one to avoid prosecution over the 737 MAX? Well, a judge just rejected it.
Yeah, that's a big setback for Boeing. Throws them right back into uncertainty. More legal scrutiny could hurt their reputation, make that financial recovery harder, could even affect future products.
Yeah.
This is something that could ripple through the whole aviation industry, airlines, suppliers, even your travel plans.
Wow, a complete opposite of American and Southwest Airlines. Both of them are actually raising their profit expectations thanks to all that travel demand.
Yeah, travel industry's bouncing back, that's for sure. People want to get out there, explore, even with the economy being a little shaky. This demand, it helps everyone. Airlines, hotels, even that little restaurant you love on vacation. Maybe it'll even inspire you to book a trip. It's amazing, right? How much people's choices can, shift a whole industry. And speaking of confidence, Lululemon, They're killing it overseas, even raised their full-year outlook.
They're on a roll, that's for sure. What's the secret sauce for that international growth?
Oh, a few things, probably. The brand itself, it connects with people globally, plus they've been smart about getting into new markets. And
Yeah.
there's that whole shift towards like athleisure, wellness, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, comfort and style, got to have both these days.
Exactly.
Speaking of big moves, Eli Lilly, they're dropping serious cash, $3 billion to expand their Wisconsin plant.
That's a statement right there. Shows they're expecting big things, continued growth for their products, and it's a vote of confidence in, local economies, U.S. manufacturing. Could have a ripple effect, more jobs, more activity in Wisconsin and beyond.
Always good to see that. Okay, switching gears again, tech world. Still buzz about a potential Google split. EU's new competition chief even hinted at it. The EU's been watching Google for a while, concerned about, how dominant they are in certain areas. It's a big question, right? The future of big tech, how much power is too much? If the EU pushes for this split, it could totally change the tech landscape, even the stuff you use every day.
It's a debate that's not going away. And speaking of tech giants, gotta talk about Elon Musk. His AI startup, xAI, they're going big, making their Colossus supercomputer even bigger. Wants to beat Google and OpenAI at their own game. Computing power? That's the name of the game these days.
It's a power move, no doubt. AI development, it's all about how much you can compute. Musk doing this, it could speed things up, even more sophisticated AI models impacting, well, everything really. Scientific research, healthcare, how we get our news, how we have fun, all of it.
AI is moving fast, that's for sure.
Look.
Before we move on, gotta mention a few other corporate things. Kroger, their results met expectations. Vodafone, they finally got the thumbs up for that merger with Three in the UK. And Aviva, they upped their bid for Direct Line insurance.
The corporate world never sleeps, right? Mergers, acquisitions, it's a constant dance. All these moves, it's companies adapting, trying to thrive in this global market.
Makes sense. Okay, let's zoom out a bit, look at some global headlines. France, their prime minister, Barnier, he resigned. Bit of a shakeup, politically speaking.
Yeah, adds a whole new layer to French politics. Macron asked them to stay on until they find a replacement. But, transitions like this, they can impact everything. France's own plans, their role in the EU.
And the budget, right. Le Pen seems pretty confident they can deliver a budget even with the government in flux. But there are a lot of opinions on how fast to tackle that deficit.
Absolutely. Different political groups, different ideas about how to handle the economy, the outcome. It could affect the whole Eurozone, even ripple out globally.
It's all connected. And speaking of global impact, did you catch this? EU countries are talking about a massive defense fund, like 500 billion euros to boost spending. Some are saying it's because they're worried about Trump coming back.
It's a big shift, that's for sure. Global alliances are changing. Everyone's a little nervous about potential threats. Trump coming back, that's a big unknown. His foreign policy, nobody's quite sure what to expect. So Europe, they're taking matters into their own hands. Could lead to, a more independent Europe when it comes to security.
Interesting times. Over in South Korea, things are getting tense politically. The ruling party leader just called for President Yoon to be suspended, some serious allegations going around.
Yeah, this could get messy.
Yeah.
And impeachment, it's becoming more and more likely. Makes you wonder about Yoon's future and, how stable the government is. It's a reminder that even in democracies, things can get shaky. Accountability, it's crucial.
Absolutely. Shifting gears now, something a bit more concerning. There's this outbreak happening in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Disease X, they're calling it. Mysterious, infectious, already claimed dozens of lives.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it? About those emerging diseases, they're always a threat. Got to act fast, work together globally, have strong public health systems, otherwise things can spiral out of control. Global health crises, nobody wants that.
We're all in this together. Okay, let's end on a brighter note, shall we? Some amazing news from the world of AI. Google DeepMind, they've developed this new weather prediction model, GenCast, and apparently it's blowing the old methods out of the water.
GenCast, it's a perfect example of how AI can solve real problems. Beating the old ways, even predicting those extreme weather events, it opens up so many possibilities. Imagine better disaster preparedness, more efficient renewable energy, even your everyday weather forecast, more accurate than ever.
That's incredible. It really makes you think, what other amazing AI applications are just around the corner, right?
That's the thing about AI. The potential is huge. As technology keeps evolving, we're going to see more and more of these transformative applications. Changing industries, changing lives, it's already happening.
Exciting times to be alive. So, to wrap things up, we've covered a lot today. Markets going up and down, economic signals flashing, big companies making big decisions, and the world, well, the world keeps spinning.
The key is to stay informed, right?
Yeah,
The more we understand what's going on, the better we can navigate all this.
couldn't agree more. And on that note, we'll leave you with something to think about. With AI developing so fast, what other breakthroughs are coming? How will they change our lives? Something to ponder as we head into this brave new world.
Yeah, who knows what the future holds, right? But it's definitely going to be interesting. Well, that's about it for our deep dive today.
It's been great, breaking it all down with you. But remember, staying informed, it's not a one-time thing. Got to keep learning, keep asking questions.
Absolutely. Got to stay curious.
Exactly. And we'll be back soon with more, more insights, more stories.
Until then, thanks for joining us.